Hey buddy, Jim from Jim's Coleus. Well, fall is right around the corner, and here in New Jersey, our first frost may not come until November. So we still have plenty of time to enjoy our Coleus, although I do notice a marked decline in my Coleus, all my personal Coleus plants, because I'm letting them go to seed. So I had a few questions in my last video about how do I keep my Coleus from dying? Do I have to let it go to seed and so forth? And what it is in order for your Coleus to develop seed stalks, the flowers, the seeds themselves, if you continue to let the seed stalks develop, all the nutrition that normally would go to maintaining the roots, the branches, the stems, new foliage and so forth, it's really diverted, it's markedly diverted to developing the seeds and the seed stalks. And that's just a natural part of the cycle of a Coleus. A Coleus is actually a perennial, even though here in New Jersey our traditional perennial is thought of like daisies or even mums, that they're planted in the ground, they go through their life cycle, they die, and then they come back on their own next year through a bulb or what have you. Coleus are a little different. Although they're considered perennials, they reseed themselves naturally. So in the wild, how a Coleus, how its life cycle goes is you have a natural Coleus. It grows, it's beautiful, has its foliage, it develops seed stalks. The seed stalks develop, the flowers develop, they get pollinated, the seeds drop, and they drop to the ground, or they're picked up by animals, birds, excreted to other locations, and the seeds drop on the ground and they grow again. So that's how they reseed themselves. So anyway, all of my Coleus are well into the seeding. I have many seed stalks, so we're going to go take a look at it now. All of my seed stalks are ready to go. I've been picking like crazy. I have plenty of nice varieties. Again, if you're following Jim's Coleus, I'll be selling my Coleus seeds on my eBay listing, Jim's Coleus, and I should get that started out in the first week of October. So just keep an eye out for that, or email me at jimscoleus@gmail.com if you're interested in some of my seeds. So anyway, I'll show you real quick the seed stalks, the abundance of seed stalks that I have. And also note that, and I said this before, that the appearance of flowers does not mean that your Coleus seed stalks are not mature. They're constantly going to be generating flowers to promote pollination, to attract the bees and insects and so forth to pollinate. But I have Coleus seed stalks here that they're mature, they're starting to brown, got plenty of flowers on them, seeds are dropping like crazy. So I have trays of them. So I'll show you real quick. This is my Darth Vader Coleus. Look at a monster. This is a beautiful. The larger this is, the prettier it is. As a single smaller pot, it's not such a drastic, a markedly beautiful Coleus, but you can see how it's sort of like a starburst. But I'm so happy to see that I have some seed stalks finally starting to explode. So I've been hitting this with Bloom Booster, and I just gave it a good shot last week, and that really seemed to jumpstart, because I only had 2 seed stalks growing. And when I gave it that good shot of Bloom Booster, sort of gave it a good strong shot of Bloom Booster, it really did the trick. So now these are not ready to go. So okay, it's sort of the middle of September, I got plenty of time. These are not ready to go. You can still see they're kind of opening up, because this bloomed late. This was just a late bloomer. I was very happy to get seeds from this, seed stalks to develop. So we're going to keep this going. I'm happy that I see multiple seed stalks starting to grow. So we're going to keep this going. Okay, now here's that single Lord Voldemort branch. And this is the only seed stalk that I have for the Lord Baltimore, so, which is okay. I'm not going to sell the seeds, obviously, because I really won't have enough. I may be able to sell one little packet, but that's it. It's not, you know, really this is for myself. And this is the first year I actually got seed stalks to develop from my Lord Baltimore. So this is a cutting. This is actually a branch that broke off of the original plant, which was a rooting from the mother plant from like 3 years ago. So it's a long life cycle, but you can see here you have some seed. You got your seed stalk here, you got flowers, but an abundance of seed pods, and these are ready to go. I'm gonna pick this shortly, and we'll put it in a tray, let it dry out, and separate them later on. And if you're at this point now where you're going to separate your own seeds, you look through my long list of videos. I do have some prior videos on how to separate your Coleus seeds. If not, stay tuned here. I'll be shooting out a video on how I actually separate, the system I use on separating Coleus seeds. Okay, now my fishnets, unfortunately, no seed stalks. Again, I've been hitting this with the bloom booster, and these have always been really stubborn Coleus to develop seed stalks. But I'm holding out because I remember last year it was very late, so I'm holding out, and we're just keeping it going. And I'm not really concerned. I have some seeds for next year, so I do have some for next year. And I do take a number of stems for rootings of these, because these are very hardy, and these always make it through the whole winter as rootings, which is really what this plant was. This was actually a series of rootings that I kept over winter last year. So, okay, so here we are. We have some jitters here. This is a jitters hanging basket, and all of these seed stalks are ready to go. These are all mature. Again, they still have flowers. They're still attracting bees. But they're all ready to pick. I did pick a whole bunch, but they've been on here for a good couple of months. I know they've been here. You can actually see, again, if you're following along, you can actually see the seed pods, and you can see the seeds in the little cradles. They're kind of dark. Again, best thing is to let them get brown, and what I mean by brown is that there's a bee doing his work. But you can see a little brown there. Then you know your stalk is ready to go, and I'm sure that there are tons of Coleus seeds on the floor over here, and I do find little Coleus growing. So here, let's move in on a seed stalk that is clearly ready to go. That's a Defiance under there. So that's a seed stalk that's ready to go. That's more than ready to go. Brown, it's ready to go. So what do I do once I cut my seed stalks? Let's head inside. Okay, so I done some straightening up, organizing for the next, for my seeds, and later on in January, February, when I start to sow my Coleus seeds. But again, you could do whatever system is good for you. I save several thousand seeds, and I have a large amount, and each year I try to expand my Coleus seeds. And again, I only sell seeds that are non-patented. They're legal to sell Coleus seeds. So there are certain ones, they're newer Coleus creations and so forth that are patented, that they're not legal to propagate. You'll know that depending on where you get. But again, if you're a homeowner and you want to grow your own seeds for your own plants, no one's going to come after you. But anyway, you can see I have an abundance of certain Coleus, and I use these trays. to store the Coleus seeds, to let them dry out. There's some that I just picked. And there's some in the back that are brown. You can see the difference of the ones I just picked and the ones that are brown. And that's what you want to do. You want to take your time and let them completely dry out. Keep them away from pets and so forth, or kids, people gonna, wind and so forth. I have them in my shelves here. Let them completely dry out. And here's some. These are Kong Scarlets that I just picked. And if you look here, here's another variety. These are black cherries, I believe. You can actually see the Coleus seeds, and they will just fall out. So it's not hard if you're a homeowner. Oh, there's a little critter. I have to make sure. That's another thing too. When you're bringing in seed stalks and so forth, make sure you check for bugs, because you really don't want that in your house. So. And I do check all my trays. I just brought this in, so we're going to release that guy back out in a while. But you can see all the seeds. Nice round, plump seeds. They look like poppy seeds. And some of these are brown, but once they're completely brown and dried out, the seeds are just going to fall out, and that's it. And you just separate them, save them, put them in a cool, dark area like a closet, until you're ready to sow. Until you're ready to sow them. And for me, I let them completely dry out. I have my system of separating them, and then I will sell them to you, my followers, or anybody who's interested, on my eBay listing. And again, that'll be in October. That's Jim's Coleus on eBay. Again, portion of all my proceeds, whether it's through my YouTube earnings, my farmers market sales, and my seed sales, I'm constantly donating money to the USO and the Wounded Warriors. It's two organizations that are very dear to my heart. Every time I get up in the morning and I get to go out, go to work, speak my mind, go out to eat, enjoy the freedoms that I have here in the United States, I can't help but think that it's because of our warriors, our military, who make it possible for us, for myself as an American, to enjoy this life, the freedom, to speak my mind, and I don't want to get into politics, but to speak my mind, to worship as I feel, to speak out against my government if I'm not happy with what I see, without fear of reprisals and so forth. But it's those military people who sacrifice themselves, their lives, their limbs, who are out there all over the world ensuring that I have that freedom. And that's why I hold them so dear to my heart, and why I continually send money to the USO and Wounded Warriors. And there's other organizations, there's Paralyzed Veterans of America, what have you, but it's very dear to my heart. So you'll be helping out a great cause and enjoying beautiful Coleus. Okay, so I wanted to shoot this little quickie video to keep in touch with everybody. Again, over the winter, upcoming, again, I'm going to have another video coming up shortly on how I separate my seeds. But I do have a long list of videos that I shoot every year. But I learn more and more. I learn from you guys. I get little anecdotes from people, different things that I don't know, and I build on that, and I try to pass it on to you and have lots of fun. So again, stay tuned. We'll be shooting a video shortly on how I separate my seeds. I will let you know when my seeds are for sale on eBay. Again, that's Jim's Coleus. I wanted to open up a Jim's Holiest of Coleus eBay store, and I still have to look into that, but I have it. It's Jim's Coleus. I try not to make it too difficult. I have only so much time in my day, So I'm just happy enough that I do pretty well with my Jim's Coleus seeds, and that's all that matters. It's not about my name and Jim's Coleus of Coleus, although it's pretty snappy, I must say. But anyway, thank you very much for everybody for following along this 2021 season. I'm really looking forward to next season. So again, any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I love the comments. I love my friends that just, you know, that constantly say hi, and just very, very nice people. They leave very nice compliments and so forth. It's very important to me. It motivates me. And I look forward to next year, maybe growing some different Coleus that I don't have. So it's just an ongoing thing that I really enjoy, and I hope I made it easier for you guys to enjoy as well. So until my next video, I hope everyone stays safe and healthy, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching Jim's Holiest of Coleus. Again, check out my Instagram channel. That's the best place to keep in touch with me. I try to keep up with my messages here on YouTube, Facebook, but I love Instagram. Again, I've mentioned this many times. If you follow her, Instagram is probably the best way to keep in touch with me. So, all right, take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.